Hawking, as the UK is now North Korea. A man jailed for social media post. In the heart of London, amidst the bustling streets and the grandeur of history, an unsettling story emerged that sent shockwaves throughout the nation and beyond. It was a tale that would transform perceptions of freedom of speech in the UK, a place often seen as a bastion of democracy. But what if this narrative was about to shift dramatically? The sun was just setting over Buckingham Palace when an ordinary man, Daniel Thompson, found himself at the center of a controversy that would captivate the public. Known for his passionate social media posts about the royal family, Daniel had amassed a following that loved his humor and unique insights. But one fateful evening, he shared a post that would change everything, a satirical take on a royal event, laced with irony and wit that he thought would provoke thought, not punishment. As the hours passed, Daniel's post went viral. Initially, it was met with laughter and shares, but soon, it caught the attention of authorities who viewed it through a different lens. What had started as a harmless critique spiraled into a national discussion about censorship and the limits of free speech. The question on everyone's lips was, how far is too far? Then came the moment that turned the tide. An unexpected police raid at Daniel's home in the dead of night sent tremors through the community. The sound of sirens shattered the calm, and neighbors peeked through their curtains, alarmed and confused. Why were the police storming his home? What was he being accused of? The media was quick to label it as a social media scandal, but the reality was far more sinister. In a shocking twist, Daniel was arrested and charged with inciting hatred and disorder. Social media erupted with outrage and confusion. Is the UK really becoming like North Korea? Many wondered. News outlets debated the implications of this case, citing it as a pivotal moment in the country's history. Could the freedom to criticize public figures be fading? As the trial approached, the atmosphere was thick with anticipation. Supporters rallied outside the courthouse, holding signs demanding justice for Daniel, while critics claimed he had crossed a line. Tensions mounted, and the trial revealed deeper societal divides. Interviews with legal experts and political commentators filled the airwaves, each adding layers to the unfolding drama. Would the verdict reflect a commitment to free speech or signal a new era of repression? Inside the courtroom, the atmosphere was electric. Daniel sat quietly, flanked by his legal team. The prosecution painted him as a reckless provocateur, while his defense argued for the importance of satire in a healthy democracy. The stakes were high, and as the jury deliberated, the nation held its breath. Would they side with the prosecution and set a dangerous precedent, or would they recognize the value of dissenting voices? Just when it seemed all hope was lost, a surprise witness emerged, an old friend of Daniel's who had worked closely with him on various community initiatives. With emotion in her voice, she spoke of Daniel's character, his dedication to social justice, and his belief in the power of words. Her testimony resonated deeply, leaving many in the courtroom teary-eyed. Would her heartfelt plea sway the jury's decision? As the final verdict was announced, a hush fell over the crowd. Daniel was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Gasps erupted, supporters were in disbelief. How could this happen in a democratic society? They cried. But the story didn't end there. The implications of the verdict rippled through society, igniting protests and discussions about the future of freedom in the UK. In the aftermath, the royal family found themselves in an unexpected spotlight. Would they address the issue? Would King Charles use his platform to advocate for freedom of expression? As the nation turned its eyes toward the palace, the question lingered, how would this affect the monarchy's relationship with the people? The fallout was immense. Public opinion began to shift, with many questioning not only the judiciary but also the role of the royals in advocating for civil liberties. As discussions intensified, the media buzzed with speculation about the royal family's next move. Would they intervene, or would they remain silent, risking further alienation from the public they serve? As this gripping saga unfolded, a new layer of intrigue emerged. Whispers of behind-the-scenes negotiations began to surface, suggesting that there were powerful forces at play. Were there political motivations behind the harsh sentence? Was this just the beginning of a larger crackdown on free speech? As we close this chapter of Daniel's story, one thing is clear, the landscape of public discourse in the UK is changing. The echoes of his case will linger, and we are left with more questions than answers. What will happen next? How will the royal family navigate this tumultuous terrain? Stay tuned, for in the world of royalty and politics, the next revelation could be just around the corner.